Okay, good afternoon. I've built a little proof of concept here for a AI-driven post-match press conference. Got bored in FIFA, where the post-match press conferences were boring and pretty much scripted. They all say the same things. You don't really get much interaction. Um, you can't use your own voice, all that different types of things that could be possible with AI. So what I've done is I've used OpenAI. I have used Visual Studio Code. I've created a JSON file that contains previous match data from Falkirk versus Rangers in the Scottish Premier League. And I've set this up as if Keith Jackson, one of the Daily Record press reporters, is interviewing Danny Rowe. We, of course, take Danny Rowe's position in this press conference. And you can see the admin menu on the left hand side here. We can update where the JSON match data comes from, update the manager name, reporter name, and we can set the type of reporter persona. So we'll give it the tabloid football reporter. We can set the article tone as well. So after the interview, what will happen is that it will go away and generate a BBC style article and some fan reactions on social media as well, like it does in FC26. So we'll give it a tabloid roundup. We'll keep the interview length down to 4 questions, so you don't have to listen to me rabbit on. We can set the voice for the reporter. So these are all AI-driven voices. We'll click to start the press conference. Just takes a moment.
Danny, you're 2-0 down after 26 minutes, and your back line looked all over the place. But then that halftime switch with Miovski changed everything. Was that the turning point tactically? Or was it more about a few home truths at the break?
So as you can see, it's asked a good question here. It's automatically played it. And what we can do is we could either type our response or we can talk our response. So I'm going to talk it and just do a kind of standard reply to this. So yeah, I felt that the turning point actually of the game was when Tochi scored just before the break. I felt that we looked more solid after we conceded the second. We really pushed and drove forward to get a goal back, and it was a great goal just before half time. And then into the second half, we kind of changed our formation 4-4-2, and we brought on Miovski, which gave us an additional attacking option up front. So it'll transcribe that audio, and then it should ask me another question.
Danny, if that goal before halftime settled you, how do you explain conceding 3 in a game where Falkirk only had 5 shots on target? Because the comeback was brilliant, but defensively it still looked far too open for long spells, didn't it?
So I can't not disagree with that. In the first half, it was 26 minutes by the time we conceded two. I think we just switched off, which, at this level you can't do. You'll get punished. Falkirk came at us right from the start. They played some nice attacking, pressing football. They're obviously used to the conditions and the pitch. It's a plastic pitch, so the ball moves slightly differently and behaves slightly differently on the surface. So it did take us a while to tune into that. But to be honest, the penalty in the second half, it was soft. Tav grabs the player as he's running away from goal. and he comes down in the middle of the box. So it's a bad one to concede. But up until that point, certainly in the second half, we were controlling possession, we were pressing, we were creating chances and opportunities, and thankfully, yeah, we were on target and scored a lot of goals.
Danny, you've spoken about the surface and that soft penalty. But is there a danger of dressing up those defensive lapses when against better opposition? Going 2-0 down and gifting moments like that probably kills the game for you.
I mean, those defensive lapses. Yeah, I mean, if they come against any of the top half of the table, like they did today, then you get punished for them, and we really shouldn't be giving away goals as easy as we did, certainly in the first 26 minutes. So, yeah, those are things that we need to work on. Magoma came in for Romans. He was out injured, so it changed our shape slightly at the back. Magoma had to get himself back up to um, match fitness, and get back into playing with these players. He's not been in the squad for some time due to Romans playing so well. So yeah, it's I think it's something that will improve. We have 5 more games. We win each one. We treat each one like a cup final, and the title will be coming to Ibrox.
Danny, you say it'll improve, but 5 games out from the finish, you're still needing 6 goals to win at Falkirk. So is this now about trusting that attacking firepower with Committee and Miovski, or have you still not found the right balance in that back four?
So as you can see, Keith Jackson is relentless about our defence. So let me just respond to this, and then what will happen is it'll take a little while just to generate the article and the fan responses. But yeah, you can see that happen after this. So yeah, I mean, obviously we need to have Trimity and Miovski on form. They need to score us the goals, but we, like you say, need to be tighter at the back. Clean sheets should be a priority, and today we conceded 2 goals that were really soft, to be honest. And the third and the penalty, it shouldn't have been a penalty. We shouldn't be conceding penalties like that, especially when the player's running away from goal. So that's something that we can work at. But listen, we've got the result. That was the main thing that mattered. And we treat every game like a cup final from now on. And it's about how we set up our shape, how we perform, right from the off, and not just from the second half. We need to play like we did in the second half from the very first minute right through to the end of 90. So what it will be doing is in the background, it's formulating that article, that BBC News article. It's going to bring some fan reaction focus from Rangers fans. It'll probably add on a little neutral one on at the end. But the real purpose of this is to show what's possible. Um, if EA wanted to introduce something like this, it's something that they could do. Um, Certainly in other football games as well, where you're looking for a match reaction from a manager. it would be great to be able to speak as that manager and for them to pick up your comments, um, and create articles and social media posts from them. So as you can see here, we've got a sport article created by AI, and what it'll do is it'll include my comments in there as well. So yeah, you can see here where the manager quotes are. Um, these are words that came out of my mouth, and they're packed into the article. Um, the article's good. It goes into the points of the game. And as you can see, fan reaction 2-0 down after 26 minutes and still win 6-3 away. Absolutely mental game. Fair play to them for not folding. Lots of different responses in there. Tav giving away that penalty when the lad's going away from goal. Honestly, why make life harder for ourselves every single week? Um, I'm sure I've heard that come out of Rangers fans' mouths before, but it's a good proof of concept to show what could actually be the future of some of these games and press conferences. Thanks for watching.